Hello everybody, good old VanBradley is back on Reddit to see what has been going on in the Civ community since the last time we were here, so let's take a look. We have made it over to r/Civ, the coolest subreddit of all, and as always we're going to go to top, and we're going to go to top for this month and see what the Civ community has put out there for us to sink our eyeballs into. We're off to a rough start. Whenever I build the Colossus and the Statue of Liberty in the same city, I can't help but think, is this from Game of Thrones? I feel like this is from Game of Thrones. Oh my goodness, I have had this same thought. Is this not from Game of Thrones? There is the scene in Game of Thrones where a couple of peeps, I think it's Tyrion maybe, and they're going to the Iron Bank of Braavos. And so they're going into Braavos, and there's like, it kind of looks like building. I usually do it the Colossus and the Great Lighthouse. You could do it with the Statue of Liberty as well. Is this the Braavos thing that I'm thinking of? Because if not, this is really embarrassing. It is not Braavos, because this is what I'm thinking of, where you have to sail like underneath this guy's like bronze balls here is what I'm thinking of. So I don't really get the reference, but that's okay. Good post, whoever you are. Scout, Slinger, Settler, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Now, we all know this is front page of the proverbial civilization, The Art of War. However, I would like to say, I play this game on Deity. I'm very successful on Deity. Not to toot my own horn, but it's a truth that I play this game on Deity. And I often don't build double scout. I don't really like it. What it does do very well is it does help you do the things that I'm hoping to do on Deity. Getting the goody huts, getting the first meets with city states for those extra +1 yields. But when it doesn't work, it feels really bad. You usually wish you would have built a slinger to sit in the capital and get that garrison promotion. So I build scout. I want to say in half my games, but oftentimes I go scout slinger just to help me with a little bit of defense on Deity. So it's in the Art of War. It's good advice. I don't know if it's perfect advice to do every single game. 90% of my games, I'm going Scout, Slinger, Settler. Hell yeah, brother. I even got it on the shirt. Hell yeah, brother. That's my opening too. My partner just asked me why I googled Rough Rider Teddy Domination. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't... That's rough. Look. I think I need to use the policy card to increase her loyalty. I don't know. I think, out of context, if you Googled Rough Rider Teddy Domination, I would have some questions. I think questions are warranted after that Google. This thread just keeps getting better and better. Just whip out the unique agenda big stick policy. Yeah, don't yuck somebody's yum. All fair enough. All good comments. I'm loving this thread so much. This top tier from the Civ community. There are not enough North American wonders in Civ 6, so here's Niagara Falls. I agree. To be honest, I've never actually looked at the wonder placement to see if there's an equal distribution around the globe. Wonders are kind of just wonders, right? They kind of are where they are. You can't really add or take away too many from too many different places, but I would be happy if Niagara Falls made an appearance in the wonder list for Civ 7. It'd be nice to have it's a shared Canadian-American wonder. It's a symbol of goodwill. It'd be super cool if it could appear on Canadian-American borders in games. That would be interesting. So I would be into this as a wonder to represent my home country of Canada and my home continent of North America. As an alternative North American wonder, I would also like to submit the Loon Dollar Monument in Echo Bay. I'm aware that this exists. I've never been to it, but it's a giant loonie, or if you're not from Canada, that's our $1 coin. It's called a loonie because there's a loon on it, and you'll never guess what we call the $2 coin, a toonie, because there's $2. So it's a toonie. Anyway, if you're ever in Echo Bay, Canada, make sure to check out the Loon Dollar Monument, or you can just wait till Civ 7. Ooh, okay, this one's really, really good. I have a lot of thoughts about this. Opinions on the cartoonish art style of Civ 6 versus the more realistic style in the older games. I think a big reason of why Civ 6 is as successful as it is, believe it or not, especially in recent times, is because of its cartoonish style. I think there are lots of 4X games that lean too heavily into the real world, and we've kind of convinced ourselves what we want is a realistic game. That is not what we want, because there's a 0.000 infinite % chance you could make a 4X video game anywhere near realistic. It's just not possible. And so once you acknowledge that it's not possible to build a fully realistic game, once we've all kind of acknowledged that we don't actually really want a super realistic game, you'll start to realize what we want is almost like a fantasy realism out of our video games. The second you settle your first city and start going, nothing about the game is realistic. It's all kind of loosely based on historical things. Like all of these abilities are just kind of loosely translated from something about the civilization that we have. But it's all very loose and cartoonish, and leaning into that, I think, is a big reason of why Civ 6 is successful. I also like it in Humankind. Humankind is another game that takes a more cartoonish, although not as such, approach to a 4X game, and I really like the way that game looks and feels. Old World tries really hard to be a realistic game, and I think it might even be a better game than Humankind. However, I enjoy it much less because it kind of just looks a little too realistic. It's almost this uncanny valley. It looks a little too much like it's trying too hard to be a thing that a video game just cannot be. A video game just cannot be realistic. A video 4X game cannot be realistic, and so acknowledging that and playing into that, I think, is better than trying too hard and getting into this uncanny valley phase. Now that we've got that serious conversation about video game design out of the way, we have an island that started out as a fidget spinner, but then you built flood barriers. Now it's just a schlong and balls. This was a missed opportunity to name this island. I don't know who you are. Who is this person? This was a missed opportunity by TinyDog1234 to name this island. Should have named it Schlong and Balls. They are protected. This is just a bunch of cattle with a flood barrier. Look, there's no analysis needed here. That's just awesome. That's hilarious. I love that. I am not having a good time. It's never too late for Ancient Walls. It's really never too late for Ancient Walls. This promotion better be Garrison. I don't think it'll save you. I do appreciate that now, after all of this, is when you started building Ancient Walls and not before this. But there's also Lug Dunham also having a bad time. That's a city that doesn't have walls. And look, this settler's gonna get taken by this caravel. So hey, we all have problems going on, but you're right. You're probably not having a good time. I really wish the bridge was an actual bridge for my troops as well. I was happy to actually make a bridge only for it to be useless. It never once occurred to me that you should be able to move melee units across, or just like land units across the Golden Gate Bridge. That's hilarious. Absolutely right. This is, I just like how naive JXM was. Like, I'm going to make Golden Gate Bridge for the sole purpose of moving units from the cliff to the cliff. You know what? It's clever. It's clever. I'm sad for you that it didn't work. In happier bridge news, I've been waiting the whole game to build this bridge, and now I finally have it. The best bridge placement I have ever been able to get. And look, I'm not gonna lie to you, this bridge is sexy as hell. This bridge makes my eyes happy. This bridge tickles my fancy, you know what I mean? So yeah, what are my thoughts? This bridge is sexy as. That's all, not as anything. That's all I'm saying. This bridge is sexy as, because it is. You're lying to me if this doesn't make your eye, if this doesn't hit you in the eyeballs in a nice way, then you're just a liar. If you get beat to a wonder, you get full production towards a fake / inferior version of the wonder. For example, the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas can give +2 appeal to the city instead to the entire civilization. Imagine that's your job at Firaxis. You're in game dev. You finally made it. You're at Firaxis. You love the 4X genre. You're making Civ 7, and your job is the one to go through every single world wonder in the game and create a shittier version of it. And that is going to be it, everybody. Thank you so much for just going through r/Civ with me one more time. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Head over to vbmerch.com to check out the cool merch we got. Make sure you learn all about the Civ Give. All those links are in the description. We also have a Discord server, a Twitch stream if you want to check that out. Make sure you go and, see all that stuff in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.